Morning. Oh, I forgot to check my sound. Can you hear me out there? I think you can. It says you can. Hi, and welcome to Writer's Right. Let's see. Get my things situated. It's Monday. This is 4th of July observed, or I should say Independence Day observed in the United States, although it's the 5th of July, but that means we get to actually have the holiday day, even though the holiday was yesterday. Let the barbecuing continue. Let's see if everything is here and working like it should. Well, did you have a fun weekend? Is this just a normal Monday for you? Could be. Yeah. Looks like it's going. All right, I hear it. It's working. I had a good weekend. Hey, Allie! Woo woo! Allie's in the house. Hopefully we'll see Andrew as well. This is Andrew's new book. Ah! Styx and Bones. It's, you like urban fantasy? This is for you. Got some magic wizards and some good fun. Check it out. I have the link for it on Amazon. It is available now. Let's see. Today, I need to do some outlining. How about you? What are you working on, Allie? Ah, Sunday you slept. Yay. Ballet Saturday. I'm assuming that was for the Munchkin. Sarah, or are you taking ballet? Oh, I think I took ballet as like a PE credit in college. Is that like something? But it's really good for toning your leg muscles. That's what I remember from it. I was not a ballerina. I did not become one, but I think it's a great way to form your muscles. Oh, I have to show Allie. I did get the keyboard. I don't know if you can see it. You can see it upside down. Look, it's my steampunk keyboard. Let's see. I guess I could turn it. Well, wait a second. If I undid the cord a little, although it's so nicely tied up, it's a very long cord. But I'll just undo it a teeny bit so I can turn it around. Oh, did that help? Oh no, gotta totally undo it. But yeah, I ordered this steampunk keyboard. I just needed another keyboard, and this didn't cost much, so that's why I went with it instead of another Apple. There, isn't it cool? And it lights up, as you can see. It does many different kind of lighting effects, but this is the one I've gone with. You kind of need it to see the keys. Anyway, I will tie that back up. I think it'll end up being on that computer just because I haven't figured out how to use you use the keys to control paste and all that. That part doesn't seem to work, so maybe I just need to play around with it. But not while we're on air, because that could screw something up. But it's a really fun board, and you'll hear. I'll type with it a little, but I'm going to work on my laptop. So let's get we have our 25 minutes on the clock. Let's get some people writing. Oh, I'm early. Do we want to write? Yes, I will type on it. Here, let me find something. You can hear it. You can tell me, oh my God, yeah, that's too loud. It's fine for me, right? For just being by myself. Can you hear it? If I can find the right. I guess if I typed a little slower, it'd sound better. What do you think? It's quite loud. You like it? Okay. Well, I'm using it. I'll kind of use it here. So since the keys are round, like a old typewriter, it takes a little, the rug is getting me. It does sort of affect your fingers getting used to it. to our normal rectangular beautification. All right, but if Allie likes it, I will try it. It does sort of add, I should put in my hashtags, hashtag ASMR typewriter keys, right? Yes, you see, we're on the same length. Yeah, I could do just a whole ASMR video of me typing. Oh, I should make like mood lighting or something too, because I like those ASMR videos. Would I like listening to someone type the whole time? I could put some ambient sound behind it too. Good thought. I'll add it to my list of, I still haven't made my own music. I'm still using the same one. Oh yeah, I could put that in here. Oh, I haven't signed into chat. That's something I could do. Not that I sort of rely on you guys typing in chat, not me. Ah, here it is. Nope, sign in again. It's not gonna work. But it's a new week. Do we got plans? What are we doing? What are we doing with our week? I feel like it's me one week is much like another. Right. All right, I'm in. All right, let's see. Our background music. I guess I don't have to look. It is loud. Okay. Does that work? Groovy. All right, now I am going to start the clock. For those that are writing, I'm writing today. I need to do some outlining. I got to make some decisions. I read that whole book in the that cozy paranormal mystery, so I'm definitely going to change up one I had for that. All right. I'm glad you love this sound. Ego? What? Hey, Sergio. My ego is still bruised. My chin is healed really well. It's just a little, I can feel there's a little lump there, but I'm sure that's just the healing. The scab fell off and I think it looks really good. I haven't put anything on it to hide it. All right. But thank you for asking. The ego, you know, life happens. I try not to be too hard on myself. Just, you know, I don't want it to happen again. All right, let's see. 25 minutes is on the clock. On your mark, get set. Right. It's actually 25 minutes till I have my coffee. Now that I only have one coffee a day. It's waiting there, tantalizing, tempting me. How are you doing, Sergio? What's happening with the job? Do you have time to write? I know this kind of hits you during the middle of the day. All right, let's see. I don't want to type on that program. Although I did not save it. Yeah, I gotta find out about the save keys. Or not save, but like the, you know, I have a control and an alt, and I tried both of them and they didn't copy paste, so I have to do it the old-fashioned way. All right. That means I have to find something. What can I write on? Untitled. Oh, interesting. I started writing something. I don't know what it is. All right. New. I'm going to start a new, yet it's old. I have, how many? Let's see, I can look over here. I should pull it up. It's not up. Oh, there it is. Oh, I have 9 chapters. But it needs to be like about 20, maybe 25. Yeah, I have 9 chapters of a book that I'm now going to repurpose. And I need an outline. I need to add witches to my cozy mystery. There seems to be a wide range of cozy mystery paranormal. And I'm finding out that a lot of them are falling into a category called witches and warlocks? Something like that. Mysteries. Amazon. Go figure. But, alright. I'm gonna outline it. I'm outlining. It's so much fun to outline. Outlining with Anne. All right, let's see, how does this go? Okay. Start with my existing outline. Yeah, I gotta get used to the keys, but it's fun. It's loud. Is it loud? Oh, I don't know. See. Monsters bothering you. Sarah! I shouldn't read that out loud. She doesn't know. Sarah, let mommy work. Aw, Sergio, I'm sorry to hear that work is being like that. Well, that's true. Human behavior. It does prickle up all around us all the time, and you can use it in your writing. Oh. I'm glad you like the sound. Sorry about your tummy. It was walking or something you ate? That's true. I could do a whole ASMR videos of just me typing where I don't talk at all. So I just put them up there. It's not live. Or do they have to be live? I don't know. I sort of like that you could come and use something, you know, when it suits your needs, when you're writing time. Because my writing time obviously isn't always everybody else's. Since we all live around the world in amazing places. You know, I often thought it'd be really fun to have an office just like in one of those big old, like, a whole city block floor long of people just on old typewriters, you know, in cubicles. I mean, to me, if I had one of those cubicles in the middle, I could be so productive. I would just love to be surrounded by, I like being surrounded by the sound of other people working, which is why I do like coffee houses. They give you that a bit. But there are other distractions there too. I can't hack them for long. Mostly because their bathrooms aren't nice enough. Oh, that's true. Well, that's even better. That's even better. I can, because if I film it myself, I don't know how I'll do it. I can't do it with this camera, but I could get a camera. I could just film me typing. You don't have to see me, which is a very good way to do video. I mean, who wants to see me? I'm always looking for ways that I don't have to be on camera, but I can still produce stuff. Well, that means I'd have to go get my nails done. But I could do that. That'd be a reason to do it. I've been thinking about that for a while. I don't necessarily like to get my nails done. I like to get my toenails done because then they wash your feet and massage. It's so nice. Oh, I left my notes in the other room, but I'll just guess. Because I was making some notes off of the book I read as my research continues. I've got another book. I don't have it here either. Well, I shouldn't show it to you because I think it's poorly written. But it sells really well. So I'm like, why is it selling? It must be the cover or the topic. I don't know. It's just really badly written in the sense of they don't know how to use pronouns. Everything's she, he, and you're like, if the scene only has a guy and a girl in it, that works. It's just not fun writing to read. But then they have scenes where there's two women in it, and she said, all the way down, and you're like, who said? Which she said it? I don't know. How is that like a #1 bestseller in a category? How? It makes me think no one's actually reading these books, because if you read one and if you had read any books, you would just say this is ridiculous. I don't know. I haven't gotten to the part. I don't know if I'll be able to read enough to get to the part that tells me why people like it. I don't know if suddenly it gets very erotica is in it. It's not an erotica book, but I'm just looking for that reason. Yes. Hi, Sergio. Did you, you saw, yeah, I made Mike come on camera so everyone could see him and see that he speaks. No rewards. Let's see. I mean, he was glad that I wasn't real injured. I just bumped my knee, my bad knee. He was just glad I was okay, you know. You can't do your feet. I can't see you, but you can see me. Oh, yeah. Yes, he did. Yeah, that was, I can't remember if that was before or after the race, because I did one before and after. But good times. You know, just one little thing went wrong. That happens. I feel fine. He's much recovered as well. Feels good from his, from the whole triathlon. I'm amazed how he can bounce back from that. I'd still be sitting in a corner somewhere going, how did I do that? I would never. I would never. As a competition, I might type. I could type it. Not on this keyboard. Not yet. Yeah, I'm trying to think, what would my triathlon be? What 3 sports? Typing? Talking? I have to talk for 112 miles. I have to type for 2.6 miles. And what would be the... That's my sport. I'd have to do a biathlon because I can only think of 2 things. Eating. Eating? Yeah. Then there would be vomiting right after. Okay. Who's working with me? Is anyone working? Let's see. Okay, I think this... yeah. I gotta do 2-part. I have screens everywhere. I have too many mouses. I don't know which one works. It's hard to change something that you're 9 chapters into. Ah, that's true. NaNoWriMo. Are you getting ready for that? We still got a few months. Did you do that camp? When does the Camp Nano start? Yeah, so I guess writing sprint. Putting down the words. That's more like a marathon than a triathlon. Because there has to be 3 things. Outlining, writing, publishing. right. I don't know how much I can. I have to let me introduce. Too many eyes. Okay. Oh, good. Congrats. Hey, Kelly, how are you? It's secret. Hey Kelly, do you see my new and Sergio, you didn't get to see it if you didn't tune in. My new keyboard. It's a steampunk. It's supposed to look like a real, and it changes colors, the light in the background, as you can see. So it's part of my ASMR typewriter experience going on here. Yeah, I don't think it'll be my everyday keyboard, just because I probably need to practice it. My fingers have got to get used to it, but I love the sound. That's why I wanted it. And I needed a keyboard for that one because I kept changing my keyboard. But as an everyday keyboard, I have to, like, where do my fingers go? But I like the lights. It's nice if I come in at night and just have to pop in and do something. I don't have to really turn on the light. I just have to turn on the keyboard. Oh, Black Widow. Wednesday. Are you actually going to a theater? I haven't been back to a theater yet. It's my clickety-clack keyboard. Oops, sorry. Yes, it is my clickety-clack keyboard. Yeah, we've decided I'm going to do an ASMR video with it. After I get my fingernails done. Yeah, those hand models. I don't know if I want that. I might have to wear fancy gloves. Do I want my hands? We'll see. I'll add it to the list of many things that I'll do one day, but maybe not this week. All right. I do have to do a little research. I'm working on an outline. What are you working on today, Kelly? But I do need to do some research on stuff on my regular keyboard. I have so many keyboards now. But this is a Bluetooth. I couldn't make the Bluetooth work with my old iMac. Questions answered. Oh, it comes out Wednesday. So you're working on character names? That's fun. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Night. Night, Sarah. Oh, on Wednesday, not now. You're gonna is there someone that can stay home with her? You put her to bed? I'm assuming. I hear you, Kelly, about the names. Yeah. Evil dude instead of the real name. Holder names. Yeah. I do tend to give names like that, like Allie does babysitter. You know, that's a screenwriter thing. If somebody doesn't have lines, they definitely are just given a name that describes them in some way for casting purposes. So I will do that sometimes in stories. I'll introduce characters that my main character will say, that's the pink-haired lady or something, I don't know. But then if they turn out to be a real character, they do need a name. It's much easier to write it that way. Oh, I get it, Allie. So you've got to put her to bed, and then the babysitter can come in. You know, it was really funny. They tell the story. My brother's older, and they said that he was like about 5, because or 4, it must have been, because we're between 5, we're like 5.5 years apart. But if people would come over to the house, the friends, you know, if there was like a group of people come over, they'd all have to say goodbye and leave, pretend to leave, and they'd take their drinks, they'd go out on the patio, they'd shut the door and say bye, so he would go to bed. As long as people are in the house, he wouldn't go to sleep. But then they'd put him to bed, he'd fall asleep, and you know how kids fall asleep. Then they'd come back in and have the rest of their party. So it's a long tradition of that happening with kids needing things just their way. Hey, Tim. Yay, Andrew's book, Styx and Bones. I love that title, don't you? You have a toddler too. You've got some stories. Not able to write at the moment, I guess. Thanks for popping in, Tim. Good to see you. Thank you, Sergio. I'll tell Mike that you think he's a nice guy. He is a nice guy. And I'm glad you found a nice woman. We should all find nice partners. I agree. Let's see. I am doing research on witches, though. Talk about names. I am definitely adding this paranormal aspect to this cozy mystery I have. So I need to decide my witchy world, because obviously she's going to have some ties to being a witch, but I found so far in the books that in this genre, either they're full on your face, you know they're witches from the get-go, or it's something they're discovering, and then it becomes sort of a fun thing, but with little pitfalls, which I think that's the one I'll go for. That she obviously, my character can't know she's a witch starting, but there are clues. So that makes the first few chapters that I've already written easier to write. But I need to figure out what kind of witch she is. And I have a good idea, but since my story also includes time travel, I think she needs to be a witch that can time travel. So that should be her thing. She just doesn't know it. It's her doing it. I like the name Greg Devon. I always find it kind of easy to come up with names. Not that I don't change them, but I don't know. I like naming characters. It's like naming children, especially the main characters. You gotta live with them a long time. Maybe not as long as your child. Well, it depends. If it's a long book series. Hold my broom. Here's talk from a real witch. It says online. Pagan culture? Yeah, I like the whole that it's nature-based kind of thought process for the real witches out there. Oh, is that how you did it, Allie? You know, for a long time I used to watch movie credits. If you are just up for unique names, watch movie credits. Obviously, are full of names, and I would take I would just write down all the first names that sounded, you know, that looked good to me, sounded good to me, on the tongue, good on. You get to see it. Because obviously it's got to sound good in your head. It's got to sound good out loud. And it mostly has to look good on paper. Like a cool name or an evil name or whatever. So, yeah, I would used to watch movie credits and pick out names I liked and mix them up. So, see, you're doing it the same way I did. I haven't done that in a long time. Sometimes I'll just Google kids' names. A lot of times I will Google the year the character was born just to see what was a common name, if that helps. Alright, I'm gonna just have to make up my own rules. My witch rules. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, 1 minute left. Oh, if I point the right way. Okay. Ow! Trying to knock the whole table. But I did. All right. Basically, you have to set up your own rules in your story. So I'm going to set up my time witch rules. And then follow them. That's kind of a trick and a half. If I can find my timer, I've buried it. All right. Hang in there. We did it! Our first writing sprint! Yay! How'd you do? Anybody? I typed up a list that says chapter 1, chapter 2. All the way to chapter 25! Woo-woo! That was hard. Whew. All right, time for some coffee. How about you guys? What's your beverage of choice today? I'm going to do a coffee shop, regular blend, excuse me for coughing. Shazam! Is that a witchy word? No, it's just a silly word. Yeah. Well, I don't know, most of you guys, well, some of you guys have celebrated the holiday weekend. Did you? Just have time off? Get to relax? Or just another day? I'm just not really into grilling, and 4th of July seems to be about fireworks and grilling. I remember when we were little we used to do stuff, but as an adult, I've seen enough fireworks. I'm very happy that it's an Independence Day. I'm happy for what it represents for our country. But yeah, Allie's probably not celebrating it because they don't celebrate it in England. They're like, yeah, got rid of those suckers. Ooh, yay, you got your coffee. You worked a double. Oh my gosh, and you weren't like sleeping somewhere at the moment? You're a diehard, or do you just need that? Do you need that sort of buffer of rest, or just like down? You know, if you've been up here working hard, you just need time to chill. That's the word I'm looking for. To chill before you actually sleep. I know sometimes just crashing right after working so long it can make for very restless sleep. Oh gosh. I used to, when I was working in television commercial production, worked a lot of commercial shoots, and those were long days, and every so often you'd get a 24-hour day, which of course is brutal. Oh wow. Oh my gosh, you sprinted? Like riding sprint, or were you running? What do you do? Well, oh, that smells so good. I hope your coffee's smelling good, Kelly. Oh, I see. But oh wait, you took a nap and then you came home. I need to know more. This is very intriguing. All right, gotta get the creamer in my very only used for this refrigerator. My little Frigidaire. Oh, I guess I should show you when I do this. Pouring. Want to use it all up? Didn't quite. I love it because it's red. Outside of that, it's just a little pretty thing. It serves no purpose except for you guys to show it off. My little coffee time break. Oh, writing. You're a pediatric nurse. Oh, that's a wonderful job. It smells amazing. Smell. This is special time because I'm only allowing myself one coffee a day. Oh, say it isn't so, but it is. Yum. All right. Well, mostly because of the sugar, not because of the caffeine. Actually, I'm having one coffee a day because I need the caffeine. It's so addictive. Oh, thank you. I didn't know that was still up there. Yeah. They do matter, don't they? That's why we must. We must write. All right. Let's put 25 more minutes on the clock for those feeling like they want to play along. On your mark, get set, write. Boom, chicka-laka-laka. I don't know where that comes from. Sorry. Well, Kelly, I am amazed at what you put in, but I imagine you get a lot back out of your life when you put so much in. Oh, wow, since 97. And now, oh, cool. Well, cheers to you. Do you have books up? I thought you said you were working on it, but you had stuff before, way before. Was that true? Or I'm confused. Yes, tell me later when there's a break. We should write. Yeah, I'm going to figure out what kind of witch this character is going to be. So see, you're doing names. I want to hear, well, I never share my character names if I haven't put them out in the world. So in my Fit Girl series, since it is out in the world, Paisley Summerhill is my main character, and her sidekick is Ellie Cruz. So, and then Ellie has an older brother, Dolan Cruz, who is the ex-fiance of my main character, Paisley. But I heard that name somewhere, Paisley. I just liked it. It's kind of a fun way. Oh, the coffee's so good. It's kind of fun. I mean, you do become your characters at different times. I feel like there's a little bit of me in every one of my characters, even the bad ones, because you have to identify with them on some level, or they're not a good character. Even the worst characters, if you can't find a way to connect to them, how can you make them human? And even if you're writing something light and fun, like in fiction, it should still feel human, right? Unfinished novels. Oh, that's right. You're working on a screenplay. Okay, let's work now. Thank you. I'm glad you like the names. Yeah, I do talk. I used to be really quiet. Yeah, so please, you write tune me out. I'm like that person across the coffee house table who you're working on your laptop and I'm like, hi, what you doing? I do talk. You're supposed to write. I used to write more because that's how mostly these writing sprints work, but not me. I don't know. I like to, if people are saying stuff in the chat box, I do not want to ignore that. But I do need to come up with some stuff. This really launches me, what I'm doing the rest of the day. And I know Andrew, when he tunes in, he just turns me down when he wants to write. With an eye to the clock. Let's see. Yeah, I'm working on a screenplay too. I've sent my pages to my writing producing partner, and he's working on a whole section that I did before. We're like, I think we're about 40 pages into the script because I just sent him one scene that was 15 pages long. I mean, so this is a drama. It's our true life story where we just got the life rights for this really amazing guy that I can't really talk about, obviously. But we decided, because we write a lot of action, adventures kind of stuff, a lot of action. So this is much more drama. So we decided we're just going to let ourselves, on the first draft, write the scene. I mean, action scenes are like 3 to 5 pages long. You're in, you're out. You're not lingering there. People don't have long monologues. So this scene is a pivotal scene in the story. It sort of sets up what it's all about. Explains sort of what it's all about. And in a showing, not telling way. Gotta add that. Oh, I hear the garage door. Yeah, it turned out to be 15 pages. I'm like, I like 20-page Act 1, so that's really a long scene for me. But it's a big scene, and it sort of transitions, and it has like a little montage in it. It covers time. Anyway, if you add that to what I already wrote for Act 1, and that he's rewriting now, that's how we do it. We discuss, I write, he rewrites, and then I approve his edits. I approve what he changes, and we discuss it. Yeah. Fragmented sentences. You should still write full sentences, right? Are you saying fragmented sentences for for screenwriting? To me, the biggest difference between writing for books and writing for screenplays is that inner stuff. So when I'm writing for books, I can really go into what the character is thinking, or all the characters if I want. Where in movies, it has to be what you see. If you are... let's see, is this bad? I have no idea who this is. And they're interrupting my show. The nerve. I guess I could mute this. She said. No one ever calls me. Usually no one that, only people that matter. And so they never call me. Because they're fine. Sergio writes screenplays too. Right, Serge? Kelly's getting into screenwriting. Well, it's a process. It's a long process. I've got all the books. Did you check out my... It probably wouldn't help you though. Screenwritersdailydose.com. A while back. I haven't added much to it, but I have it's not secret, but you have to give me your email to read this one section, which anyone could do it. But I consider it slightly more private, so I share slightly more real facts about pitching. When I got on the other side from being just a screenwriter to also being a producer, excuse me, I had a lot of people then pitching to me. It wasn't just me pitching. And I needed a place to vent about what everyone's doing wrong so we could all do it better. I learned a lot getting on the other side. And what producers or anyone you're pitching to, what they really want from you when in a pitch, you know? Mostly want you to be clear. And they want a big big concept. What's the biggest hook? That's sort of the best way to pitch. But anyway, if you're not ready for pitching, outside of that, there's I did a show on YouTube called Screenwriter's Beat. So there's a whole bunch of the quality isn't great. It's like a Skype call. Excuse me. I'm draining. But Well, I think if you have a book... Oh, you're talking about when they read a script. Well, they don't want to read a book. They don't want the script to seem like a book. Well, true. Although there's all these catchphrases people use, like it's too fictional. It's too is that one? Yeah, something like that. But then they'll use it against you. At some point, it's just an excuse. You have to figure out what your writing style is. It helps if you had some, I found what helped me a lot was having production experience. But something you can do if you have DVDs still, put in the DVD and run the DVD commentary. That's sometimes useful because they'll talk about script challenges, but it's hit or miss. Sometimes they talk about filming and production. Another thing you can do is run the captions. So that's a very cool thing to run when you're watching a movie that you know, and especially if it's a movie in your genre. Excuse me, I can't quite clear my throat. So what it does for you is it's not like does it say captions? Like if especially if for an action film, it has to tell you what's happening. Or is it? Oh no, it's for maybe it's for people who can't see. No, if you can't see, you wouldn't be able to read it. Anyway, it's one of those closed caption things. But it's very telling because it tells you what the action is too. It doesn't just read what it's like there's an explosion, blah, 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 and it says it in a really succinct way. It's not fancy, but it's a really good indication of what the script should say. Excuse me. Cheers to more cream in my coffee that gets stuck in my throat. Oh, okay, that's cool. I'm trying to, but I think it was like a closed cap. It's something that tells you what the sound is. Yeah. That should also help you with how, because I seem to be getting that you're trying to figure out how to write the exposition in a script so it doesn't sound like a book, right? It has to just be what you see. It's just what you see. So when you're writing it, if you're like saying something that you're like, well, could some cameraman read this and know what they're going to frame in their picture, in their camera? Or could some director read this and know what to tell the actors? Or could some actor read this and know what the action was supposed to be? But that being said, you have to be careful that you're not just spelling out action that doesn't make any sense. You don't put in action like he ran across the room, unless he ran across the room and tripped over a bucket that, was full of kerosene. There has to be a reason why they do those actions. Otherwise, they have to be quite, I don't know. That's the area where you can get to novel. It could feel like a novel when you're explaining things that you don't have to explain. If he crosses the room, there has to be a reason he crosses the room, and you have to leave it up to the actor and the director to decide how they cross the room. But if you say he limps across the room, well, if you set up that he's broken his leg or something, unless that limp matters, you should not write it in. You get what I'm saying? Because the thing is, on the day of when there's rehearsals or whatever, the director's going to tell the director's going to stage the shot, and the director's going to be talking with the actors about, what's the motivation and what they're feeling and how they're acting, how tired, what the level of exhaust is or frustration is. They're going to discuss all that. So that shouldn't be in your script. That's in a book, So anyway, I hope that helps. Yeah. And that's a process. Give yourself time to learn it. Read scripts. Have you gone online and read some scripts? Just make certain it's not a transcript of a movie, because those aren't scripts. But Drew's Script-O-Rama, I think it's still out there, and it's pretty good place to read some scripts. There's a couple others. My PDF script, something like that. Cool. Yay, Allie. Yeah, I think classes of any kind, books, my favorite is Save the Cat. He comes up with his own. This is very, very normal people could understand this book. And he talks about just basic movie structure, and he talks about it in terms of different movie genres, which is a very smart way to do it. The other one is The $1 Million Movie Method by Chris Soth. Chris happens to be a friend. He stayed in my guest room once. But I knew him long before. He had done some kind of audio course, and somebody had bootlegged him and sent him out, and I got some copies. This back when it was a audio tape. But anyway, so I remember him from years and years and years and years before he even lived in Hollywood. And then I met him. Great guy, really great guy. And he finally did a book of it, The $1 Million Movie Method. So that is breaking down a movie into sequences. And sequences is something that existed forever. Chris didn't invent it, but he, once again, is someone who turned it into something that we could all understand easily. And basically what it says is that a movie is made up of these mini movies, and certain mini movies happen at certain spots in your script, and it's a great way to structure a script. And I think that might help you. Cool. For novel and screenwriting. Soth, S-O-T-H. And he did do a book. I think it's on Amazon. Or sequences. If you want to just first Google sequences. I can't remember the name. I have a book on sequences. Giuliano or someone he was a USC professor. He wrote a book on it. AG? What's AG? I don't know what AG. I'm sorry, I don't know what you. Okay, cool. Anyway, all those things will help. And then, do you have not Truby's? Where is it? Do you have the Screenwriter's Bible? That's for structure. And that's sort of like, do you think? Oh, you do have sequences. Good. Yeah, so Chris does sequences in a way that's much easier to understand. Because to me, any other books on sequences, the ones I've only ever seen one other, and it was all done on old movies, like Casablanca, those kind of movies. And the thing is that movies today aren't written like that anymore. You can go to there's a place where there's a library in Hollywood where you can go call up you could go read Chinatown. I've done that. It's great. Robertown. Chinatown's a great script to read. It's really fun, but you can't write a script like that was written. You can't. everyone would laugh at you because no one writes scripts that way anymore. They don't look like that, and it would just look wrong. So I think it makes much more sense to be able to read something that's based on how scripts are written today, and that's what Chris's book can help you do. He has a website, I'm sure, too. Let me look it up real quick. What's our time? Oh, 7 minutes. Excuse me. Let me see if he has this. Okay. It says Chris Soth, actor. Yeah, he's on IMDb as an actor. That's funny. Yeah, oh yeah. If you put in Chris Soth, the third thing up is the $1 Million Screenwriting, the mini movie method. But I thought I used to have a, excuse me, the birth of a mini movie. Oh, I think I interviewed him too. There's some good YouTube. You could just read those. Yeah, you could just Google stuff. I wonder, I interviewed him. Well, I interviewed him about, he's on one of my Screenwriters Beat interview sessions. I did a couple. I did one with an actor that's really interesting about how actors look at scripts. And I did one with Chris because another thing he's really good at is writing a log line. He used to sit at conferences, screenwriting conferences. People would go up to him. People didn't know. They'd just tell him the gist of their story, and he would then spit back at them, basically, a really good log line. That was like, you could just walk off and go, thank you, and sell your script with it. So he's got a good brain. He's a good egg, too. Anyway, screenwriting. I don't know. You're doing the right thing as far as I can tell, Kelly. Yeah, you just got to learn all these different things, and along the way, you'll figure it out. I mean, you also have to write, so just write it. It's okay to write it wrong. You can fix it. Literary. That's what people say. It's too literary. That is a common feedback. It's like a buzzword. It's too literary, and then other people say it's not literary enough. There was a time when everyone's like, oh, I like scripts that are literary. You know, it's like, what does that mean? It's a fine line, and I guarantee you that people do not like to read scripts that are literary. Not really. Not what it really means. I think you have one little opportunity when you introduce a character. Is the only time you can tell us something about the character that we can't see. Otherwise, everything in your description has to be what we see, and it has to be action that matters to the plot. Outside of that, if you go back and read it, if you can't see it when you're reading your descriptions and exposition of your script, then it shouldn't be there. But write it any way you want to begin with, and then go back and analyze it. And eventually you will write it the correct way. It's a process. Michael Hughes. I haven't read that one, but I've heard of it. Oh, Sergio. Oh, cool. But Kelly, there are a lot of stuff online that you could probably just hear the gist of what he does. But I like his book because it does it kind of says Act 1 or Mini Movie 1, which isn't, I'm not sure if that's all. Usually, as I recall, there's 8 sequences in a movie. So basically 2 per section of a script, because I mean, I know I only go by 3 acts in a movie, but to me, Act 2 is basically they're the same size. There's Act 2A and 2B. So that's where your 8 come from. So I believe it was 2 mini movies per act or per section. Yeah, that's cool. That is a great compliment, Sergio. Yes, the kiss should happen at the midpoint. Are you writing for Hallmark though? Oh, I did a whole deep dive on Hallmark for a while. Until I actually went and let's at a Hallmark party. I like met people. I got close. I was pitching to this Hallmark producer, and I don't know what, something happened in his personal life. So he liked several of my concepts, but the problem was Hallmark does not pay. And my end thing was, after doing the research, and I believe they have like a 9-act structure. It's easy to figure out these structures. You just watch the movie and you time them. And Hallmark's really easy because it has commercials. So each commercial break is an act, because that's how television works. But and I watched probably about, I don't know, I've watched a lot of Hallmark. It's sort of my guilty pleasure. But then I got over it because I watched too many. It's no longer my guilty pleasure. But after you watch I watched about 5, and I sort of wrote down what happened in each of those segments, each of those 9 acts, and that's how I figured out what should happen where in a Hallmark movie. But I don't know. If you're doing a rom-com, mystery thriller, well then in general, the midpoint, if there's romance, the midpoint is where they kiss or more. That's usually where they hook up. Because the midpoint is a false win. And it needs to mirror your Act 2 turning point, where everything goes bad, where, is the real loss. So you have to know that about your plot points. So if your midpoint is a win, that means that your Act 2 turning point is a loss, or, it's going to be really bad. And that's how obviously most scripts are. But some people turn that around. So if you wanted your Act 2 turning point to be like a high point and then it falls, that is a structure that exists, but it's rarely done. And it's rarely done because none of us are I don't know, we're just not conditioned to like that kind of movie. But if you did do that, that means the midpoint needs to be a loss. But that's what we call it, a false win. Anyway, after researching and going through many, I love structure. I'm a big structure gal. That's my take. That's what I can tell you about the midpoint most times. I wouldn't say always, because there's always somebody that finds a different way to do it, like Memento. I've never structurally looked at Memento, but it might follow the same rules. You never know. Just backwards. Get me talking about screenplays. Oh my gosh! The time! See? I just get talking, Kelly. But that's okay. I gotta do some serious world building in my story. That's why I've got to set up your rules, just scripts are the same way. Your story has rules, you have to figure out what they are and then follow them. Sigh. I've got to make up stuff. My favorite thing to do! Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed our talk about screenplays today. We can talk about it anytime. I'll talk about any kind of writing. Just give you my 2 cents. It's just my 2 cents. After years and years and years of trying to perfect it. But my feeling is that that's what we all have to do, is that you just deep dive into it, read what you can read, and then you figure out your way to do it. I've never found any 2 writers that do it exactly the same way. And that's cool. It should be that way. We all have our own way, and you take a little bit here and a little bit there, and if you do it unique enough, then you write a book about it. But otherwise, you just use it. Hey, Allie, thanks for tuning in. Say hi to the little monster, and hope to see you Friday. And I'm going to be working on that ASMR typing video. Thanks for tuning in, Sergio. And Kelly, thank you all as well. Really enjoyed seeing you guys. I see you. You come through in a good way. You take screenshots of me going. Oh my gosh. Am I you can make me a meme out there somewhere? The crazy writer meme by ASMR. All right. Let's see. I will type something. Thanks for joining me. As Sergio likes to tell me, please like. I know you guys all follow me, but anyone playing this back, hit the bell so you can know when I'm live if you ever want to join me live. If not, just keep watching the replays and liking them. Thank you. Yay! Big heart. Can I do that? I'm fighting. Anyway, I'll catch you guys on Friday. Have a great week. Be creative. Be wonderful.